Hello, beautiful people. My name is Father Sweet here, and today we will be continuing The Legend of Zelda, Zelda vs. Terminator by Jack Russell. I know you're all very excited for this shit, so without further ado, let's dive on in.
Chapter 2 Ganon's Castle.
Jack, Link, and Santina and Good Terminator were driving through the forest on Good Terminator's Jeep, and Jack Link was on his motorbike, which was tied to the end of the Good Terminator's Jeep, as Jack Link liked to live on the wild side. They drove up forest onto road, but the road was empty. Jack Link wondered why it was empty, but he did not care, as now they could go fast without crashing into anyone. They shot toward the road at the speed of fast, and saw many towns go by. The motorway was good, but then they were attacked by a robot helicopter. It was shooting missiles at them, but Jack Link shot them with his gun. The helicopter then started shooting bombs, but the Good Terminator grabbed a bomb and threw it right back. The helicopter blew up like but the more came, so Santina jumped on one and killed the driver. Jack Link jumped us really high and shot a mine at the helicopter, which blew up, destroying the helicopter. Then tanks came and they started fighting them too. The Terminator jumped on tank and destroyed it. Jack Link and Santina then also landed on tanks after jumping from the helicopters that they destroyed and used lasers and rockets to destroy the tankas they had landed on.
Goddamn stupid.
Then, a truck full of robot men came that fired anti-matter bombs at them, but Jack Link, Santina, and Terminator killed them as well. Then a big robot came and fought a huge battle against, and they were losing. But then the robot flew up high bridge and exploded in a boom. Now, we defeated the level boss, said the Good Terminator. Now, we have to go to Ganon Castle and defeat him for all time. They got there, but it was locked, so they had to find the keys, so they went to all the temples, dungeons, and castles that had the keys and took them, fig-hinting the baddies that were there and defeating the bosses that guarded the keys.
Awesome.
Jack Link, Santina, and Good Terminator that went back to Ganon's castle and used all the keys to open the to Ganon's castle, and when they got there, they found that the door was also locked. So they went through more dungeons and got the keys for Ganon Castle and went in. It was big like mace, and they went around it and split up. Jack Link was walking through a corridor, and he saw a room with a door and opened it. There, Jack Link found a key that had written on it dining room key. So Jack Link picked it up and put it in his pocket, but then suddenly, a monster attacked him and shouted,
Jack Link, you must die, run!
"East this!" Jack Link yelled and shot something at the monster.
Meanwhile,
Santina was walking into a room and saw it was an evil experiment room with evil experiments in it. Santina walked into another part of a room and started looking at a drawer and found a key with writing written on it that said lounge key. Then, a monster jumped out of the experiment room and yelled,
I will kill you.
No, you won't,
said Santina, and killed it.
meanwhile,
Good Terminator was killing monsters with his minigun and rocket gun and tank gun when a huge monster came, and he killed that too. Good Terminator then looked at the body and found a key and evil dungeon key, said the key. But just then, a monster came back to life and yelled, I will destroy you! But Good Terminator said, Yo, you're Terminator, and shot a big rocket at the monster. Later, they all meted up in a room and decided what they should go next, and they did. Jack Link headed into the dining room, Santina headed into the lounge room, and Good Terminator headed into the dungeon. When Good Terminator entered the dungeon, he saw Zelda was imprisoned in the dungeon that Good Terminator was in. You must come with me, Zelda, Good Terminator said to Zelda.
No.
You must defeat Ganon first, as it was Ganon that imprisoned me here, Zelda whispered quietly, as not to be heard. So good Terminator leafed the room through the door. Satina entered the lounge that had nice things, as Ganon was very rich, and she then found the rare crystal that Ganon was using to make a laser so powerful it could blow up the sun. Satina knew that their mission was to stop Ganon, so made it smash on the ground and threw the pieces in a box and looked it as Ganon cold still rebuilt it. Satina then seed over evil things and knew that Ganon had to be stopped. Jack Link walked to the dining room and looked at the evil paintings that were there was a table and chairs and food. Jack Link saw that the table for the dining room was big and huge, so he walked past it and saw more rooms added. Jack Lynn, that heard evil Luther!
Jack Link, we meet at last. Would you join me for dinner?
Never, Jack Link yelled. To be continued in the next chapter, so stay tuned, adventurers. Thank you for listening. I have been Frolly Sweet, and you have been you. This shit is getting really good. So I hope you stay tuned for the next chapter, because I know I'm dying to read it. Until then, have a scary, gotastic day, wherever the f*** you are.